Welcome to the first State of the City for fiscal year 2017. I know it sounds weird that we're talking about 2017, but we just passed our budget for this year. I'm your mayor, Shane McFarland. I'm happy to have our new but not so new chief of Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue Department, Mark Foulks. So we're excited that you're here today, and this is really our second installment where instead of just reading you some things that are happening in the city, I really wanted to be able to introduce you to different people who run the day-to-day operations in the city and run many of the services that you receive and are responsible for making sure that those services get to you. So it's great to have Chief here with you today, and really want to keep you up with what's happening around our fire department. So Chief, glad you're here today.
Thank you, glad to be here.
And tell us a little bit, you know, you've not been here too long, I mean less than a year.
Yep, August of last year.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about your background and how you got to Murfreesboro.
Well, I worked for about almost 17 years with the Knoxville Fire Department. I kind of followed my dad into the fire service. He retired with about 29 and a half years, and we were fortunate to work together for about 3 years in the fire department. And kind of came from that background through Knoxville, rose through the ranks, became the assistant chief over special operations, which included emergency medical services, technical rescue, and hazmat. Once I was in that position and kind of did that, also did some assistant chief at fire suppression as well. Accepted the chief's position in the city of Greenville, or the town of Greenville, and we went there, was there for almost 9 years. Applied for the Murfreesboro position when it opened, and I'm happily in Murfreesboro as the fire chief here.
What's been some of the things you've learned since you've been here about our department, and what's been some of the things you've been most excited about?
I guess the biggest thing I'm most excited about is the people that we have working for the fire department, because they really truly care about the citizens of Murfreesboro. They're very engaged in our community, very heavily involved in our community, but they truly care about doing the right thing for our citizens. So that's the most exciting thing. I've learned that we have got a tremendous amount of support from the city council, equipment, stations, everything that we need to operate and provide the best services possible to the citizens we have. And you know, when you've got the right people and you've got the equipment to do the job, that makes it easy for me.
Well, you know, we talk about equipment and we talk about facilities, and you know, I think it'd be good to sort of give some information to the residents. How many fire stations do we have?
Well, we're getting ready to actually put in service on July the 31st. Our 10th fire station will be active on Veterans Parkway. Of course, that station was built in 2009, but due to the economic slowdown, was never staffed because of the low run volume and kind of the lack of development in that area at the time. I think it was great that the city got in advance of that and looked ahead for growth and built that station. But now we've identified the need that the station does need to be online and need to be staffed, and so it'll be going online then. But we have that will make our 10th station. We have 11 firefighting apparatus, what we consider firefighting trucks, between what we call Quint apparatus, ladder engine combinations, and our engine companies. And then we have 4 rescue trucks that are in service, so 15 units plus a shift commander.
How many men and women do we have total in the fire and rescue department?
We will have 204 as of Station 10 opening, and the hiring of the new firefighters and fire trainees that we're hiring this quarter. And
how about we're looking at getting ready to start the planning process and building a new station on Medical Center Parkway?
Yeah, we're excited about Station 4. Station 4 currently near Mitchell-Nielsen Elementary School is going to be moving over to Medical Center Parkway, just inside the Gateway Overlay District near the river. Very excited about that. We're going to be moving the rescue company that's located on North Thompson now to this station for several reasons. One of the things is access. North Thompson gets a little bit congested certain times of the day, so for ease of access of getting that rescue unit out and in service, when we're going to move it there, as well as the opportunities for training, because the river is literally in the backyard of the fire station, as well as having land to be able to do some trench rescue training and some other stuff behind the station. We'll make that facilitate our special operations training being much better. We'll also be putting our new 100-foot aerial that we're ordering this year in that station, which will cover our large buildings along Medical Center Parkway, everything from Embassy Suites and the hotels located along that corridor to the hospital, as well as being able to cover downtown from that location.
Well, you know, since my years of being on city council and now as mayor, the fire department has really evolved. You know, we changed the name, I guess it was 2 or 3 years ago, to not just the Murfreesboro Fire Department, but the Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue Department, and it's really because, our fire department, they're the first ones on the scene for most cases. So tell me a little bit about response time, and then also what our fire department does now in regards to medical and first responder.
Yeah, our response times are very good. That we strategically locate our stations, and just like moving Station 4 is kind of a strategy there, and getting Station 10 open to where we have very low response times. And those response times allow us to, one, be there for structure fires and get there quick and eliminate a fire before it gets out of the room of origin, is what we like to say. Is stop the fire in its tracks. But it also gives us a great response time when it comes to motor vehicle accidents, extrication, and we have full capabilities there with our rescue teams, but we also have capabilities with our rescue teams in hazmat for confined space rescue, high angle rescue or rope rescue, water rescue, as we sent the teams to South Carolina to do that. All kinds of facets of rescue operations we have the capabilities and the training to do, along with the equipment. And we're very excited about our medical first responder program, being able to respond to EMS calls. We've been providing that service for about 14 years. Our personnel have been operating at the level of emergency medical responder, which is kind of a base level, but we have a lot of our employees are advanced EMTs and paramedics, which have the capabilities to deliver more medications and perform more skills to make sure that we're taking those life-threatening emergencies that we're responding to, that we're getting there very fast to, and making a difference on those calls by administering proper medications and providing skills on those calls for folks.
What's our average response time?
I would say our average response time is right around the 4-minute range, total citywide, and that's pretty incredible when you talk about response.
Murfreesboro, we're 55 square miles now. So to think about, you pick up your phone, you call 911, and our average response time is 4 minutes. That's unbelievable. But for years, say for 14 years, we've been providing what's called BLS, which is basic life services, and something we've talked about as we're passing our budget now, that we're moving to ALS, which is advanced life services. Can you tell a little bit about what the difference is there?
Yeah, advanced life support gives our paramedics and even our advanced EMTs the ability to administer medications and insert airways into someone that's not breathing and breathe for them. In addition to the medications and the airways, the advanced airways, we'll have cardiac monitors that will have greater capabilities of identifying heart attacks on our companies that will have paramedics on them. We anticipate by the end of this fiscal year being able to have 5 ALS engine companies stood up that will have the advanced life support engine companies that will provide those services. Those 5 companies, of course, are going to be in our busiest districts, and those 5 companies we anticipate answering about 70 to 75% of our medical calls with a paramedic.
And this is something for the last several years that the men and women of the fire department have been really just begging to do this, because they have the training, they have the licensure, and it's not something that I've seen that our men and women at the fire department have tried to shy from. They've been, we want to be able to provide this service. Yeah,
our employees are very excited about providing this advanced level of service. They know, as I know, running that program in Knoxville and instituting that program in Greenville, it makes a huge difference in not only saving people's lives, but also improving the outcome from heart attacks and otherwise, because we can stop those things in their tracks. And so even if it doesn't, even if the person is breathing when we get there and all that stuff, and they're complaining of chest pain, we improve their outcome because we stop the heart attack or stop the respiratory issues or other things that are going on with them, diabetic issues or other good cases that we can respond to, that we can make a huge difference very quickly.
And that's one of the things I've really can say. And I would say this even if I wasn't mayor, just because of the interaction that I've had with our men and women at the fire department. They are some of the absolute most stand-up people that you'll meet. That when they had the opportunity to go to South Carolina, the letters and the comments that we got back were just overwhelming about how good our people were and how hard they worked, and really the things that you can't teach, their hearts. I mean, the way that they have compassion. So I know that's something you've had to be proud of coming to Murfreesboro. Very proud of.
Just like I mentioned earlier, our personnel very much so care about the citizens. They care about doing the jobs, and they just want to provide the best services that they can to the citizens and save lives and hopefully impact them in a positive way on what's a lot of time the worst day that they've ever had.
Sure. Well, now that we've gotten through our budget, Tell us some of the goals for the fire department this year, the fire and rescue department, and what you're really hoping to accomplish in this upcoming year.
Well, there's several different aspects. We mentioned the emergency medical services. We're right now, as it stands, we've got just over half of our personnel that are trained at either advanced EMT level or paramedic level. And so our goal is to bring a lot of that, the other half, to the advanced EMT level. And so we're partnering with Motlow State Community College to provide an EMT class that we're going to teach about 24 personnel a year at a time. So it'll take 3 or 4 years for us to get all of our personnel up to that level, but it will take our personnel to advanced EMT level on all of our training aspects. We are, as part of the budget as well, we are partnering with Motlow State on our continuing education for EMS and hoping to improve our continuing education outcomes. They're going to facilitate, essentially they're going to underwrite our continuing education program. So our in-house emergency medical or our in-house paramedics and EMS staff will be teaching a lot of our classes, and they will underwrite those continuing education units and on making sure that they meet the requirements of the state for providing those. We also have kind of two different things, the CIP or capital improvement projects. There's several. We've got a ladder truck that we're getting ready to order.
Yeah.
We mentioned Station 4. We have on the outlook for capital improvement, we have Station 11 planned in the future and Station 12 planned in the future in the capital improvement plan in the next 5 years. And one of the most exciting things to us this year coming up, we're partnering with the police department on a public safety training facility. And that's really coming together. We expect to hopefully start construction on that before the end of the year, the calendar year this year. And that's going to make a huge difference in the continuing training of our employees and making us even better at what we do.
If there's anything you could tell to the residents as far as home protection and safety, what would you relay to them?
Yeah, one of the things that we're doing now is we're actually partnering with the city schools. We just met with them recently, and we're going to partner with them. All of our schools are pretty much teaching the STEM curriculum, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and it's really the STEAM, or adding arts components into that as well. But we are going to kind of program some of that, what we do every day, into that STEM curriculum in the schools to allow kids to see how we use aspects of what they're learning and how to apply the learning that they're doing applies to what we do every single day within the fire department. And from some of that, some of the lessons that we're going to teach is why you should keep your doors closed in your home, your bedroom doors, other doors in your home, whenever you can, because it will limit the spread of fire if you were to have a fire in your home. It will greatly starve off oxygen. It will greatly decrease the amount of airflow that a fire can obtain, and it'll make everything safer for the other people in the house by containing that fire. Smoke alarms are a big push. We just recently had a couple of different canvases, and the last canvas we had, we put in greater than 110 smoke alarms in a 3-day period. Smoke alarms make a huge difference. We're learning a lot about the way things burn, and new furniture and the things that they're made of burn a whole lot faster and a whole lot higher heat rate than old furniture used to. And so smoke alarms, keeping your doors closed, and eliminating any kind of heat source or issues that can cause things like that are huge safety initiatives in the home. That's where we see most fatalities, most injuries are in home fires.
Right. Well, I hope you've gotten some good information with our chief. I can tell you, as mayor, it makes me proud every day the work that our men and women of the fire and rescue department do. When I get a chance to talk to students, one of the things that I'm able to relay to students, and we'll relay this to our citizens, that every night when you go to sleep, you have men and women not only with the fire and rescue department, but with the police department, who their sole job is to keep the citizens of Murfreesboro safe. And looking at response time, looking at our insurance rating, looking at medical services that are provided, the men and women of the fire and rescue department do a phenomenal job in keeping us safe, and we want to say thank you for doing that.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Thank you for joining us today. You can always find more information at www.murfreesborotn.gov. You can go through the website and find about our YouTube page, our Facebook page, our Twitter accounts, and see what's happening. So one of the things and the purposes of this State of the City show is to be able to update you on what's going on, because without your participation, without your comments, and without your feedback, we sometimes don't know different issues that need to be fixed. So we want to make sure and let you know, please don't hesitate to contact us and let us know where we can improve and things that we can work through and improve in your city. Thank you for joining us today and look forward to seeing you next time.